This is Dalton Darnell with 310 Ranch Life, and in this video we're going to introduce you to 310 EDU. 310 EDU is a collection of instructional videos designed to further your skills in horsemanship, stockmanship, and ranch roping, whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced. We offer the best, most in-depth roping shot instructionals on the internet. From your everyday businessman shots to the big fancy loops, we do our best to break down the fundamentals of each shot to give you a versatile approach to doctoring, caretaking, and working with cattle. Just as important as the roping is the mental side of doctoring cattle. The ability, mindset, and strategy that goes into setting yourself or your team up for success is a huge part of being a great stockman. Our newest addition to 310 EDU is breaking down real-world working situations to discuss strategy, thought process, and hindsight. These videos are a great source for analyzing our mistakes, missed opportunities, and weak points, as well as an amazing place to break down in detail our best shots and strategies. Our goal with our instructional content is to help you further your skills the best we can. I personally credit a huge portion of my success to the ability to analyze and break down my good shots along with my bad shots. We want to share this breakdown process with you in the hopes you'll learn as much from the footage as we have. As always, guys, thanks for your support, and we'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, so we're back with part 2 of me going over my ID Ranch branding shots. So let's get started with this forehand turnover headshot. Alright guys, so there's a couple of things here that I could have done different that would have greatly affected the outcome of this. So basically what happens here is I set this calf up going from left to right for a forehand turnover. The calf sets up really nice for this shot. My biggest mistake here is I should have side passed my horse to the right a little further behind this calf's drive line. That way when my rope made contact with the calf, it would have squirted forward towards the herd and not kind of juked to the left and out of my loop. So the two big takeaways here for this shot is, number one, when you're setting your shot up, try to control all the variables you can control. If I would have positioned myself in the proper spot behind this calf's drive line, I would have got a clean headshot. It would have been really cool. Another thing that I could have controlled, because of where I was located next to the calf, if I would have swapped to a forehand tip over, my loop would have made contact with the calf from left to right. And what that would have done most likely is when it hit the calf on the left-hand side, it probably would have pushed the calf to the right and it would have picked up my slack. But because a forehand turnover travels from right to left and it comes from top to bottom, the calf didn't see it coming at all. So when my loop makes contact with that calf's neck, it kind of startles it to the left-hand direction, right? And with that being said, I also stepped my horse over on the front end maybe 2 steps, and what that did is it took all the pressure off of that calf and it gave it a great big window to juke to the left. So some adjustments that could be made was just if I'm going to throw the turnover, position my horse behind the drive line and a little further to the right to control that calf's direction, or I swap shots to the forehand tip over and make contact with that calf's neck from left to right to push it to the right towards the mother cow that came running through the front of the screen. That way she picks up my slack and I get a good headshot. So the next shot we're going to talk about is this 3-cool Houlihan I throw at this calf standing on the outside of the herd. I honestly really didn't do anything wrong here, so to speak, other than my aim was off about 10 inches. But I did want to bring it up and talk about what angles I look for to throw this Houlihan shot. So this is going to be a straight up and down swing Houlihan, and it's going to take the place of like a sidearm, right? And so that's what I'm going to be looking for. I either want the calf standing looking at me with his right hand shoulder kind of kicked to me, that way he's going to go to the left when the rope hits him. I want him walking from left to right, or I want him standing from left to right. So I want him standing in a fashion to where when the rope hits him, he's going to go to the right. When I swing this shot, I'm going to stand my Houlihan up, and it's going to look like a sidearm pretty much. It's like a sidearm Houlihan. And so it's going to have that sidearm angle to it. And what I'm trying to do when I deliver is I'm going to roll my thumb down so that I match my loop to the angle of the calf's nose to the ground. From its forehead to its nose, that's what I want the angle of my loop to be. So as this loop's flying in the air, we'll pause it right here so you can kind of look and see what the angle of my loop is, because Jules follows it with the camera. I am off. What you want to aim for is kind of the shoulder area of the calf. That's kind of your target point. And I was off to the right, obviously, right here. But this is a super versatile shot in the Brandon trap because this loop travels from top to bottom. So from the sky to the ground, I prefer it tenfold over a sidearm. Because a sidearm travels from the ground up, there's a lot of room for error there. Like you can catch the ground or catch grass if there's grass around with that sidearm, whereas this Houlihan gives you the same exact angle, but it travels through the air and not close to the ground, so you can throw it a little farther. As always, guys, we appreciate you watching. Hit the link in the description below to go check out 310 EDU, and we'll see you in the next video.